felt unworthy. Like, so many things that other people have, maybe you're not worthy of it. Or sometimes we even tell ourselves things like that we don't want more, that we don't want to live a certain way or have certain things because we're convinced that it's not for us. In other words, we don't feel worthy of it. And so we want to put it away from us, or even, and sometimes we're even taught that wanting more is bad. We're often taught in society that we are not worthy. And some of it comes in religious places. I remember growing up, a prayer that we said every Sunday that was, "You are not worthy to gather the crumbs under my table." And that being said, people take it differently. There certainly were people that I can look back now on in that same religion who felt worthy and who did things that indicated that they knew their worth. So some of it is how we take it, but it is taught a lot in society. And coming from that space, sometimes I think, because I've had people say to me, clients as I'm working with them, that they're afraid if they accept their own worth, that they're feeding their ego. But ego and worth are different, because ego actually comes from a place of not feeling worthy and trying to prove your worth. Truly accepting and understanding that you were born worthy means you're also accepting that everyone else was born worthy. And that is different, because no matter how worthy I am, I'm not more worthy than someone else. But if I accept and own my worth, meaning really that I let in the love from God, the universe, source energy, whatever you want to call it, I let in the understanding and really accept in that I am loved, that I am valuable, that I came here with purpose and missions, and that I am worthy of those things. And the more I let that in, the more I actually can serve. Because if I don't believe I'm worthy, my ability to serve is extremely limited. And I know this because I lived from that place for many years. And what happened out of that unworthiness is it allowed, other people could manipulate me, right? Because I didn't feel worthy, and I believed other people to be perhaps more worthy, or that somehow my worth would only come if I was helping them. I had a huge belief that in order for me to be worthy, I had to be doing things for others. And there's a difference. When you come from a place of worth, you actually are able to help tremendously more people, because you know where your value is and you know where your boundaries are, because you value yourself. And when you do that, you don't have just two or three people really sucking the life out of you and taking all your energy, and you think that you have to make them happy for you to be happy. Whereas when you know that you are 100% responsible for your happiness, and also that you're worthy of happiness, then you can let that love in, and you are bottomless in terms of your energy, because you don't allow people who aren't reciprocating. That's the difference. When I didn't feel worthy, I allowed people to take and take and take without giving me anything in return, because I didn't feel worthy of it. When I let in God, the universe, source energy's love for me, and I feel worthy of it, then as I'm in that relationship with my higher power, then I understand that that's the relationship I should have with others, and that giving and receiving should be reciprocal. Maybe not in equal amounts all the time. Your friend is going through a hard time, you're there more for them, but that same friend is then there for you. And it's reciprocal. And in the past, I had friends and relationships with people who were taking, and there was very little, if any, in return, because I didn't feel worthy of it. And it was exhausting and it was depleting. And not only that, but could I be there for my child in the way I really wanted to be when I didn't accept it for myself? No, no. And that's painful to look back and realize, right? But I didn't know any better. So some of what we have to accept too is people are always doing the best they can with the knowledge and tools they have at the time. And so someone else, if they're taking and not giving, a lot of times it's out of their own lack of self-worth as well. But I can't fix anybody but me. But the more that I accept in love and acceptance and worthiness for myself, the more that I'm able to give, but I give and let people take from it what they need without feeling responsible, which is a giant difference. If I'm only 100% responsible for me, which is part of worthiness, then I can accept that my job is to be as clean and clear about who I am and what my mission and purpose is and how I show up. And it's not about others and how they show up or what they take from it. I'm not responsible for fixing them and using everything that I have. That takes me out of my point of power, because you can't really do for others. You can only do for yourself, in the sense that I can't solve their problems or help them feel more worthy by doing things for them. I can cleanly and clearly give out the tools about letting in love and how to do that. And so, one of the huge ways to help yourself to let in your worthiness is, again, as flows throughout extraordinary life, appreciation, because it's the tool that lets you start to see. Because when we don't feel worthy, we notice everything we don't have. We notice all of our own failings. We're our worst critic. And we beat up on ourselves and use that as a weapon to continue to believe that we're not worthy. And all the time we're doing that, we're not letting in the magnificent love. We let people love us, it's only in bits and pieces. We're not really loving, and we can't love in the capacity that we want to. I couldn't show up and be there the way I wanted to for people around me because I couldn't let it in for me. If I don't believe I'm worthy of receiving it, then I don't have as much to give because I'm not letting it in to flow through me. And what appreciation did and does for me and for anyone who lets it in is you start to see how much, when you appreciate others, you start to see the value of the kindness and love and support, and you let it in. Because when we don't believe we're worthy, people offer to help us, offer to do things for us, and we say no. No, I've got this. Partly because we don't feel worthy. And then we don't get the beautiful benefit of letting that love in, which is love from God's source energy of the universe. And we don't give them the gift of loving, which they really want to do. And it keeps us attached to people who are taking without giving when we're not letting people give to us, which is, it's that cycle that continues the unworthiness. And so part of learning the worthiness is accepting in love.